I've learned that it's sometimes a lot happier to just not know and not care, and instead spend some time making fun of idiots on the internet. Because that's a lot more, well, I'm gonna be honest, it's a lot more fun than freaking out about whether or not your favorite flavor of piss water is sponsored by a trans person. NASA says more GOP rage buying Budweiser. Look. We're going to talk about beer, okay? Because we talked about with Vice Rhino the Budweiser controversy where they had Dylan Mulvaney be the spokesperson for beer for a little bit. That's a tiny thing. I don't care. There's also that whole, like, conspiracy theory where people are like, well, what if Dylan Mulvaney isn't actually trans? What if they're just a trans trender who's copying and getting money and stuff off of this? What if it's all the grift? I don't know. And I don't care. It's not my place. I have no way of knowing, and doing a whole bunch of transvestigating into that, not super important. I have better things to do with my life than give a shit about whether or not a person's identity is valid. I don't give a care. And honestly, neither should you. It doesn't really affect your day at all, and it doesn't really affect mine. But, you know, if you want to be miserable for the rest of your life, I'm not going to stop you. I'm just going to laugh at you. But before we get into laughing at you, let's get into the fan art section, okay? First bit of fan art we have here is from a Nubian. Suris mentioned inflation on stream, so I inflated Slime Suris. So now he's floating. It's air slime. I want to die. The next one we have is from Sakura. Said, so this is inflation, right? Featuring Holchan and Lord Dumpy. I already made the I want to die joke. We can't really get any further from that. Also, Forever Dungeon Master, thank you for redeeming your points for an Ara, you fucking degen. And Maki Himiko, thank you for redeeming your points for an Owl. But there's a sponsor above my head. If that sponsor up there is still a thing when this video goes live, then cool. If not, I can't do anything about that. That's just how sponsors work. Anyway, as always, everybody, thank you all for the fan art submission. If you want your fan art to be shown in a future video, the best way to do so is to drop it into the fan art section of the Discord. And with that, we got some stuff to talk about. Guys, did you know that a guy named Seth Weathers is going to be making has made a new beer? Now, I didn't know anything about Seth Weathers, and I still don't know anything about Seth Weathers at all. I have no idea who this person is. He apparently markets himself as a conservative dad, and that's about it. I don't know who this person is. But much like with whether or not Dylan Mulvaney is trans, I've learned that it's sometimes a lot happier to just not know and not care, and instead spend some time making fun of idiots on the internet. Because that's a lot more, well, I'm gonna be honest, it's a lot more fun than freaking out about whether or not your favorite flavor of piss water is sponsored by a trans person.
America's been drinking beer from a company that doesn't even know which restroom to use.
Actually, trans people know which restroom to use. We know that. We've known that for a long time. But this is the JASA proxy. I swear to God, I'm going to find where you are. I'm going to get your coordinates. I'm going to take a nuclear device, and I am going to shove it so far up everything you love. And then it will be a dud, and we're all just going to wonder why the end didn't come for all of us. All because you decided that you were going to drop 50,001 channel points for a fucking whoa. There, you got your thing. Are you happy? I sincerely hope that you get station squared. Anyway, let's continue talking about the bathroom thing, because that's not a tired subject at all.
That's why I created Conservative Dad's Ultra Right 100% woke-free beer.
Why did you bring it into the bathroom with you? That's actually a little disgusting. Like, I'm not gonna let... Do you know how many pathogens from other people's shit and garbage just float around as particulate matter in the bathroom? Did you know Because I sincerely hope if you've worked in the food industry and you've ever taken the ServSafe exam, they've shoved it down your throat exactly how many contaminant particulates float around in the air in public bathrooms. It's a lot. It's really gross. I don't think I would take a can of beer in there and then just drink it on the way out. That's like licking a whole bunch of people's poo-poo. That's not a good thing to do. It's not healthy. It's not cool. We don't kink shame here, but that's one kink I'm perfectly fine kink shaming. I will always be fine kink shaming that one.
As conservatives, we're constantly getting hit in the face, left and right,
Ha! Phrasing.
by the woke mind virus.
The woke mind virus. Guys, come on. Can we stop using that fucking phrase? It basically means nothing. We've been saying woke mind virus, woke, woke, woke. What the fuck does woke even mean at this point? Because, like, when woke was coined, it was coined in black culture, right? To mean people who understood what systemic racism was. That's what it was coined for. And now it's for, like, every single thing that is progressive in any way, shape, or form, so that we can put it under a giant umbrella and attack it. Guys, is it woke to have black people in a TV show? Is it woke to have lesbians in a TV show? Is it woke when you watch lesbian porn? Is it woke when the lesbians kiss in softcore porn? Is it woke when the lesbians kiss in the TV show? I don't know, but conservatives definitely watched all three of those things, and they certainly have opinions on all of them.
But the last place we want it is in our beer. If you know which bathroom to use, you know what beer you should be drinking.
I understand this is a funny haha marketing slogan, but I don't think that knowing that I need to fire my piss at 100 degrees into a urinal means that I should be drinking piss water. Now, I understand if you think you should be drinking piss water, and that's why you were drinking Bud Light in the first place, but that's not really super important. That's not really super important. From where I'm standing, I just don't think you should be drinking most beers. Because, you know, piss water. Since you're actually supposed to piss in the can, yeah, it adds flavor. It adds flavor. Especially if you're dehydrated, it adds flavor. It's a 10 out of 10 experience I recommend you doing alone, by yourself, not telling any of us about it. This entire thing is so cringe. Yeah, it is. It's the most try-hardy cringe garbage.
Stop giving money to woke corporations that hate our values.
What values? Is your value that you just don't like trans people? Did Anheuser-Busch did they say stuff about your values? Like, which values do you have? This is a funny thing I love. I love when conservatives do this thing where they go like, hey, our values, very important. And I'm from the South. When you are a conservative Christian and you say our values, most everybody around you, they nod and they agree. And then the one person goes, yeah, I don't think I like them gays either. And then, like, you know, Jessica from down the way, she's got a daughter who's a lesbian, and she speaks up about that and goes, well, no, I don't actually think the gays are that bad. And then, you know, suddenly our values become some segmented, atomized bullshit that everybody individually has, which, by the way, is how values work. There is no such thing as a single shared universal human value. We all have different values that we rate as individuals. It's just kind of like part of the human experience. That's a perfectly valid thing to be, by the way. Human and having different values than other people. That's fine. My question becomes, which values in particular? He's not going to say in the 58-minute or the 58-second segment. I just wanted to point out that it's a lovely bit of tongue-in-cheek, guys, our values, which, depending on where you are in America, could be not liking gay people, not liking trans people, not liking black people, not liking yourself, because you're actually in the closet, and gay, or trans, and you watch a lot of really strange things on Pornhub that you really don't want to tell your wife about, and you value your privacy. And that's why today's sponsor, I don't have a VPN sponsor. If I had a VPN sponsor, this would be the perfect time to drop it, but I don't have one. I'm sponsored by a mobile game right now, which, you know, can definitely keep you off of the porn, maybe, if we didn't find so many zombies with big boobies in that game. I like how he had to add the sound effect there. Isn't that cool? Don't you like having to add sound effects to make it seem like you did something significant? I add a sound effect every time I have sex, because otherwise it doesn't seem very significant. Because I don't.
And to the rest of you woke corporations, stay the away from our kids.
Ah, yes, the trans people are coming for your kids. I love that one. Even though it's not a thing that, you know, is actually happening. What else is in here? Alright, so order online at ultrarightbeer.com. So we're going to go to that website and we're going to see exactly how much it costs. We're going to see how much it costs to get Ultra Right beer. Now, I've never ordered, you know, a drink that I had to have shipped to my door, but apparently this is one of those times where I should be doing that. Now, I love how every single... Verify you're 21 or older. Here's my birthday for anybody who wants to give me a late birthday present. 100% woke-free American beer. Home. Official merch. Contact now. Guys, everything on the right wing of punditry is a grift. I'm sorry. Every fucking thing is a grift. I'm so tired. When you see something like this, what's the first thought in your head? Do you think, oh, there was a hole in the market they decided to fill? No! This is an artificially created hole in a market that didn't exist and has no reason to exist. It's still in production. Conservatives will no longer complain about big corporations who use our money to indoctrinate our children with their woke garbage. We'll dump them. You know, I'm perfectly fine with you not buying beer. Again, tastes like garbage. You do you. How much does it cost to order your beer? Why does a 6-pack of your beer cost $20? What? Why does it cost $20? That is a very expensive beer. That is a ridiculously expensive beer. Why the fuck would you ever spend money on that? Only 4 ingredients. Water, barley, hops, yeast. And because it's only 4 ingredients, you can guarantee it'll taste like nothing. Conservatives will no longer complain. Press X to doubt. Yeah, 6 cans. 6 12 fluid-out cans with 4% alcohol by volume. Woke-free. 100% woke-free. As if that's an actual ingredient we can take out of beer. You know, $20 for a 6-pack. You want a 12-pack? That's $40. You want a 20-pack so you can have fun with the guys? That's almost $100. I live in the middle of conservative bumfuck nowhere in the middle of redneck Georgia. Do you know how many beers the average person here can just wolf down? You know how many? In a single night? 10 is pretty common. This is a very expensive habit to maintain just so you can get away from the woke garbage. Conservative influencers are grifters. And people who consume conservative content are sheeple. And they are victims. And I feel bad for them if this is the type of stuff that they have to think about consuming, so that they can pretend that they're important in some way, shape, or form. I'm not saying that every person who is conservative is either victim or idiot or predator. I am just saying that it's more likely than not, especially with grifts like this. But anyway... let me know what you think in the comment section below of, this tweet generated 3 million views as of Thursday afternoon. It's gone fairly viral. The dude himself, let's talk about Seth for a second. He's a 38-year-old political consultant, right? He ran Donald Trump's 2016 campaign in Georgia. Does that tell you who he is? I said I wouldn't look into who he is because my life would be much better if I didn't. But no, that's who he is. He ran Trump's campaign here in the good old Marjorie Taylor Greene area. He implores the public to stop giving woke corporations money because they hate our values. Guys, what the fuck even are your values? What the fuck even are your values? Anheuser-Busch has defended its decision to enlist Dylan Mulvaney, who's a trans activist and an influencer, as a Bud Light brand influencer in the face of growing backlash from critics, just like, you know, a lot of people are probably not... they probably don't give a shit that I get sponsored by random-ass mobile games, because I'm a YouTuber, and they kind of expect it. Should be noted, Bush works with hundreds of other influencers across all of their brands. The fact that this is the one that just freaks people out. It's hilarious. It's sad. It speaks to the fragility of most conservatives on any platform, really. They put up an air of being strong and not being snowflakes and definitely not giving a shit what anybody else thinks of them, and then they do shit like this. That makes me feel like they're very, very well aware of how much this stuff affects them in their own brains. They're aware that this stuff makes them mad and makes them feel very, very negative emotions. Said Suris, they don't know companies have other products. Yeah, I know, right? No ethical consumption under capitalism. Don't worry, you definitely did a really good job not buying product from thing A, B, and C. Then you went and shopped at Walmart that engaged in union busting. Look at you. Aren't you just such a proud person? It's an issue on both sides. It's really, really cringy when I see it. I'm not saying blindly consume product. I'm saying there's a line. And I think this is the line of cringe. And you've definitely tripped over it. But don't worry. He's going to make $1 million off this. Because like I said, victims. Sheep. As always, everybody, let me know in the comment section below how you feel. And insert end of video tagline here.